So I already made a part 2 to this series, but I won't even watch it because it's so boring. So here it is again, with cartoons!
Good day, Godless Heathen. Hey there, insane fundamentalist. Oh, my name is actually Theo. Oh, that's funny, because my name is actually Godless Heathen. Really? No. So listen, atheist. God exists. Really? Are you sure? Because it would kind of suck to base your entire life on something preparing for the next world when actually the truth is that there is none and you've wasted the one life you have and taught your kids to do the same thing and you find out that your entire life was a big waste. Yeah, that won't happen. Because I have logical arguments to prove God exists. Wow, man, sweet. Let's hear it, man. Okay, number one. The universe had to come from somewhere, right? Something cannot come from nothing. Alright. Let me elaborate. Everything in the universe has to have a beginning, right? You didn't always exist. This wall didn't always exist. And everything in the universe is contingent. Or in other words, its existence depends on something else that came before it. And something cannot come from nothing. So something that has to be infinite, or in other words, something that does not need to have a beginning, had to exist before the universe and cause or create the universe. An infinite pre-universe cause? Sounds pretty similar to God to me. Well, for one, everything in the universe is not contingent. Everything in the universe is energy, which according to the laws of thermodynamics cannot be created or destroyed. Secondly, if everything in the universe was contingent, which is the main staple of your argument, you would have to say that God is contingent. You cannot make up a rule like, everything in the universe has a beginning, but then overlook that rule and make one exception and call that God. So if God is contingent, where did God come from? And what came before God?
Cosmological argument. Debunked!
Okay, how about this one? God exists because by definition he must exist. God is a necessary being according to the definition of God. He is perfect in every way, and existing is more perfect than not existing. Ta-da! Yeah, okay. By definition, unicorns must have a horn on their head. Otherwise, they're not really a unicorn. But that doesn't make unicorns real. Establishing the definition of a concept does not mean that the concept exists in reality. Wah, wah.
Ontological argument. Debunked!
Alright, yeah, fine. How about this one? There is so much order in the universe. Our planet is the perfect distance from the sun. Our bodies are insanely complex. And just look at all the amazing parts of plants, cell structure. Just look at the human eye, for crying out loud. There's no way that stuff could have just showed up by chance. Alright. First of all, of course the Earth is the perfect distance from the sun. We wouldn't be here to talk about it if it wasn't. That's like saying, it's such a huge coincidence that my parents, who were the only two people who could have conceived me exactly 9 months before I was born. That's not a coincidence. The one is the pretext of the other. Earth isn't perfect for us, we're perfectly adapted to Earth. And without Earth having the qualities it does, life in general wouldn't be here. Alright, secondly, complexity is not unnatural. Rocks and minerals form simply by natural processes like this geode. Look, it looks complex, but it's simply certain conditions that cause atoms to form bonds in geometric structures. Remember, the Earth has been around for billions of years. That's a long time. Life also emerges and develops naturally. Life began on Earth about 4.4 billion years ago. We know this from dating fossils, not from reading old books. And while the theory of abiogenesis, or the theory that explains the origin of life on Earth, is still in its infancy, it's still a pretty solid theory. From there, life evolves. Evolution is not unnatural or complex or even avoidable. Nothing is an exact replica of its parents, and weaker things die easier than stronger things. So over time, and I'm not talking about 1 lifetime or 10 lifetimes, I'm talking about like 46 million lifetimes. Billions of years. Changes occur and things evolve. Yes, even the development of the eye has been explained by evolution, and it has been explained for some time. Here, watch this. This will explain it for you. So you see, order, as you say, is natural. It occurs on its own without any help from the supernatural.
Teleological argument debunked.
Alright, well, God is logical and atheism is illogical. No and no. Watch this video and see why.
Debunked.
I talk to God all the time. Yeah, alright, my little cousin Mary talks to her invisible friend Pookie all the time. That doesn't make him real.
Debunked.
No, but seriously, come on, how do you explain miracles? Like people miraculously being healed, or a baby surviving a terrible crash. Personal experiences with God like that. The human body heals itself all the time. White blood cells, immune systems, right food, good sleep, exercise. It's not a miracle. Your other point, many people dying painful deaths in a horrible crash and a baby surviving. That's a lucky kid, but look at all the unlucky people. It's not a miracle. Besides, if God has the power to interfere with free will and save that kid, does that not mean that he actively didn't interfere and let the others die? Sounds pretty messed up. A miracle, by definition, is something that cannot be explained. It lacks explanation, meaning nobody really knows what happened. If it lacks any sort of evidence or merit, it is unreliable. Gossip. Just ghost stories.
Debunked.
For he so loveth the earth that he gave his only begotten son.
Debunked.